Hey guys, I just saw DYNAMO do this trick and I thought it was really cool. Street Magic Impromptu card effect. And I thought I'd teach it to you guys. So, somebody picks, actually there are 3 cards selected. And they really are random cards, not in this case, but you can do any cards when you perform it. And stick them into 3 different locations in the deck. There they are. And then just shuffle them all in to the rest of the pack, just like so. So real nice and fair. Give it another extra shuffle actually. And then we're going to try to find the 3 cards in order, starting with the first one out of my pocket. And you can see, of course, my shirt doesn't actually have a pocket in it, but we'll just pretend for this circumstance. So that is the first card. The second one, a little harder to find. I think I've got it, but I'm going to get the card out actually invisibly. Pull it from the deck invisibly. Then I'm going to invisibly transport it all the way back here to my pocket. But the funny thing is, even though I transport it invisibly, you can see that the card is actually in my pocket right there. So, and then there's the last card, and I just take the deck, and I'm going to make all the cards melt through my pocket, except for the last card. And that's the trick. And it ends clean, and just a really solid effect. So let's learn it. Okay, so for the trick, you really can have any 3 selections. We'll still use these. Let's say they pick this one first, this one second, this one third. And that is important to try to keep those in order. It makes the effect a lot stronger so you know whose card is whose. Makes you seem like you have way more control over the decks. In which case you would. So, 3 cards. What you're going to do is stick the first one about a third from the top. Second one about middle-ish. The last one, you know, a third from the bottom. That just like this, spaced out. I guess separating the pack into fourths. And just leave them sticking about an inch to an inch and a half out of the deck. The closer you can do that, the stronger it is. If you're a beginner, you might need to have them a little out farther. But make sure to show them here. And what you can actually do is do a fan and stick them in like that, which looks nice. But we'll just stick them in right here. Then what you're going to do, put it in mechanics grip like this, and you're going to grab these 3 cards with your middle finger and thumb, and then you're just going to let the top part of the pack fall forward like that. Now you're in this position with these cards here. And after that, you're just going to pull forward, strip those 3 cards out with the top pack. And from the front, it looks like you're just taking a cut of the cards. So when it's done, it looks like this, and pull out. So, and then from there, you just do a regular Hindu shuffle. So grab there. You're good to go. 3 cards are on bottom. But you want them on the top, so what you're going to do is you could just say your cards are lost in the middle and get a pinky break 3 from the bottom like that. If you know how to pinky count, you could pinky count 3. Or if you can, just count 3 like so and then get a pinky break. After you've got the pinky break above 3 though, what you're going to do, transfer the pinky break to a thumb break, just to create a little space there. You don't need to do this. I can show you another little easier method in a little bit. But basically then you can just pull these off in a regular shuffle like this, and when you get to that break, set those 3 on top and they'll maintain the order. Now if you want to, and I don't really like to do this, you can put them in the deck in reverse order in the beginning, control them to the bottom, and then just shuffle, and then just count by ones when you get to the end, and that will reverse the order. So you have ace, 2, and 3 again. Anyway, whichever method you prefer, it's up to you. Now basically you have the ace, 2, and 3 controlled to the top. And if you really don't want to go through all that shuffling stuff, put them on the top, cut them in, keep a pinky break, cut them back to the top, and give it a riffle shuffle, maintaining the top stock. I mean, that would be fine as well. So you have the cards, all 3 of them on top. Now what you're going to do is it's almost like a gag. I'm just going to get down here. So you're going to go up acting like you're pulling out a pocket to a shirt. What you're actually doing is just pulling on your t-shirt, pushing forward the top card a little bit, and then pulling it out. Now this is almost like a little gag thing, but it sort of catches people off guard. And if they aren't looking at you, to, if you have an all darker shirt, it'll probably work better. But just pulling out the card. The important thing is that you don't pull it out like this, that you let it guide along your thumb, and you pull it out like that, as if it's coming straight out of a shirt pocket. Now the reason you have to do this one, because it's going to add some misdirection, because this trick is all about misdirection. So pull it out of the shirt, and then what you're going to do, right after you're showing them this, you're going to take the rest of the pack behind your back, and you're going to say, hey look, see, the card came out of my shirt pocket, but there's no shirt pocket there. Show them the shirt. So right now they're looking, saying, maybe they're even starting to figure it out. Okay, he just pretended to take it out of his pocket, but you're gesturing to the front of your shirt, and they're going to look for where the pocket should be. And that gives you enough time. Push this card, this is the second card, forward, slip it into your back pocket. Push it forward, slip it in. And I might put it in, yeah. And it's easier this direction. Yeah. Okay. Pocket problems. Probably be good if you're wearing like... One moment. It'd probably be better if I was wearing, a little looser fitting pants or whatever. I could slip it in there better or whatever. Suit coat pocket, whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, you could almost get away with just doing the front pocket, but you can't do that because you're going to need the back pocket for later in the trick. So you put it in your back pocket as you gesture to the front of your shirt. That's done. You just put this card back in the middle, or what I sometimes will do is just hand it to the spectator. That makes it a little easier for later. So you hand their card back to the spectator and say, okay, great, we got spectator 1. Kind of act like you're looking through the deck a little bit, and then what you're going to do is you're going to raise up the top card. This is going to be the third card, like this. So it's just broken up a little bit above the deck. Okay? Like that looks good. Okay? So it's above the deck a little bit, almost like this, because you're going to want to get into that position a little later, and and it's going to be harder to get into with one hand. So you can well, there's some variations for that. You could just hold the deck normally, but you're going to pretend to take the card out, turn, pretend to place it in, pull out the card. So basically the reason for this long pulling out the card and everything is because in the front while you're pulling out that card, they're distracted looking to see if the card's going to be there. You can do this two ways. If you raise this up, you can just slip the cards back in, okay, to the pocket like that, and keep the card out. Another way you could do it would be to take the entire deck, slip it in. This is probably a better way. Push it in and just pull out the one card, because that's basically the position you need to be in. Okay, so that's all you're going to do, and you're doing that while they're distracted with this pocket. Okay, then when you come back around, you're going to hold the remaining card like it's an entire deck, like this. Okay, then you're going to don't hold it like this, hold it like that, keep it bent. They'll just, this is in their peripherals right now since this is the focus, and hopefully that that should look fine. Because if you had like an entire deck, that's all you'd see from this angle if your hands are covering it well. And you're going to hand this card back to them. If you're not handing it back to them, you can just put it in your pocket, because you can't put it in the middle here. You just put it in your pocket, hand the card back to them, whatever, and then just quickly take the deck. Going to transfer it to your other hand like this, still imitating like we have an entire deck. Okay, so just hold it there so their angle is cut off. They just see the top card, and then slap it against your pocket, rub it, and the whole entire deck is melted through. So one thing, Dynamo, when he does it, he just goes like this and has it in his hands, which is nice, but for me, I think it's a little better if you can slap it in your pocket. It has the same effect, but especially if you're going to be, especially if they can see the cards through the pocket, just like, oh, the cards didn't really disappear. And this way, it's just like, this is what the magician meant to do, is have them all go into his pocket. It actually becomes part of the trick. But in this way, you also can keep doing tricks after that. Or it'd have to be a closing effect if you didn't do it that way. Let's recap everything. one more time. 3 cards, 3 different locations, or just do a cut and control. Grab these, flip that on there. Let's see, I'm getting some mixed in cards here. Should have squared my pack before I did this. 1 second. Okay, we don't make mistakes, we make happy accidents. Okay, cards there. Get a pinky break. Overhand shuffle them to the top. The pocket gag. See, it's in the pocket. There isn't even a pocket here. Slip the card in the back. Let's see if we can find the card. There we go. Found the card. Put it in your pocket. Meanwhile, pushing the pack in and pulling out the card. Here it is. There's your card in the pocket. The rest of the deck, I'm just going to make them all melt into my pocket, except for your selection. So that's the trick. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy these. And the Jack and the 9. So this 9, we're going to try to create 9 cards from it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.